Hi everybody, this is Dr. Reyes-Fournier and we are entering Unit 4 in co-occurring disorders. I know, things are moving along really fast. So, this week we're talking about bipolar and cocaine use in the individual that they are calling Jack. Aside from Jack, because there's not a lot of information for Jack, so let's just look at the reality of cocaine and bipolar. First of all, cocaine can be found in the DSM-5 under stimulant use disorder. To be diagnosed with a cocaine use disorder or stimulant use disorder, you would need to meet the criteria, and then once you meet the criteria, you actually specify with the notation of the numbers if it's cocaine, if it's mild, moderate, or severe. The same symptoms and criteria apply to any kind of amphetamine, any kind of stimulant. So that's why there isn't a specific cocaine use disorder. It's just considered stimulant use disorder, since the symptoms are basically the same thing. So understanding that part of it. In this case, you don't need a lot of criteria to meet the threshold of a use disorder. So just 2 of these would be sufficient. And yes, I do agree that in this case, you don't really have a lot of information about Jack, but we can assume that if he's been using for 5 years, that he does have a use disorder. One of the things that I mentioned in seminar on Monday, which is interesting because I had completely forgotten what we were going to talk about, maybe not forgotten, but it was somewhere there lurking in the back of my head, is that bipolar individuals enjoy using stimulants. And the reason being is that they want to create the same kind of high they get when they're in their manic phase. And it's a good feeling for them. This is not a bad thing. So when we look at bipolar disorder, and we're going to be going over that in seminar, we'll go through the whole diagnostics of the mania phase and the depressive phase. They don't like the depressive phase. The depressive phase is painful, emotionally painful, physically painful. And, when you juxtapose that with the mania phase, which is euphoric and energetic, and they have all these ideas and they have so much energy, there is no competition. So using a stimulant mimics that for them and could even trigger a mania phase for them. So this is why they enjoy using. However, bipolar individuals tend to use lots of different drugs. They tend to present with a lot of what we would call polydrug use. And it's not uncommon that someone could have a stimulant and an alcohol problem coming in. I don't see, they're saying 29% use marijuana, but my guess would be that would be part of their polydrug use and not necessarily this is their drug of choice. It is a lot of coming up, coming down, taking the edge off, that kind of polydrug use. Another thing we need to consider is what the impact is of the cocaine on the brain. And I'm going to be definitely going over all that in seminar on Monday. In fact, I just finished up the lecture for Monday. So I'm going to be bringing in all of these different kinds of journal articles and things like that so you guys can look at them. But assume from the beginning that Jack is diagnosed with bipolar, that Jack is having issues with cocaine, and he does meet criteria, where is this, for both use disorder and bipolar disorder. Yeah, you could get away with, we don't know enough, but in reality, 5 years is pretty good information right there. All right, any questions? Email me. If you're really, strapped, text me. Whatever you need, I'm right here. Talk to you soon. Bye.